Good evening, kia ora, and talapalava, bula binaka, kamusta, wherever you are in the world. Hello, everybody. My name is Juvie of Grow Yourself, and I'm back again every week. I hope you're not getting tired of seeing me and hearing from me and from another teacher that we'll be having tonight. So feel free to reach out. Feel free to drop your comments in the comment section below on Facebook, New Zealand Secondary Teachers, Filipino Secondary Teachers Facebook page, group page, in my Facebook Grow Yourself page as well, and in my Grow Yourself in New Zealand YouTube channel. And thank you so much for joining me today. We already have one reminder from someone from Joanna. Actually, she's from Europe. Looking forward to, but please speak in English. So we will try our best because we want to connect with you guys. So it's not just purely English, but we're going to have a mixture of languages. If we can speak other languages, why not, right? Thank you, Joanna, and I hope you're watching us right now. And just stay tuned and feel free to drop a question if you need some clarifications anyway. So we have another episode of this Teach New Zealand Talk. And as what I posted last time, we have a special guest. Every teacher that I have invited will always be a special friend and a special teacher here in New Zealand because they work hard. I tell you, they didn't get or land the job by recommendation. It's for me, it's a skill base. Like I myself didn't ask anyone, or I don't think anyone would recommend me unless they have worked with me and they have seen how I perform at school. So the same way, these teachers, the previous ones and the one that we'll be having later, shortly, pahabain muna natin ang introduction so you're going to get excited. Anyway, you probably have an idea already of who she is if you know her. But for those who don't, I'll give you a quick clue. She's from Mindanao, and I wonder where about in Mindanao she would be. But she might be just next to your hometown. So, yeah, let's have a look shortly. And she was also hired directly from the Philippines. Isn't that cool? I was hired. Oh, wait, I was already here in New Zealand when I get hired, but I am from Iloilo. I was born in Davao and grew up in Iloilo, and I was hired when I was already here and processed all my papers. But this teacher was from the Philippines when she applied, processed her papers, applied for schools, and she got hired. So let's get to know the secrets or the process that she went through to land a job here. All right, are you excited now? But before that, if you have just happened to join me today, feel free to drop your hometown or which country you are watching from. And I think I won't be able to see your name if you're watching from the Facebook page group page. Oh, I get mixed up with the words. And yeah, if you're from US, I've connected with someone from China as well. So if you're watching from Russia, I don't know if she's already here, but somebody has reached out to me, a Filipina as well from Russia. I hope she's able to get here because I haven't heard from her anymore after a few months. I think it was last year. And if you are from New Zealand, where about in New Zealand? What region? Waikato, South Island, Auckland. And we've got a shout out here. Hang on a minute. Hey, Julia Mendoza. Okay, let's have a look at that one. Irfan, sorry, in a short while. So let me just introduce first our guest teacher today. Oh, what else? What else should I do to keep you excited? She's now teaching in primary. So let's find out what's her secrets and what will be her tips for all of you watching and wanting to become a New Zealand. Let's vault in. Let's welcome Anjanette Hernandez. Oi, that family name is quite popular back in the Iloilo.
Ates, yes. Hi,
Is that
Ate.
yeah? Welcome and thank you so much for gracing this invitation. How are you?
Oh, thank you. Thank you also, Ate. It's a privilege. Doing good. This good.
All right. I know you feel a bit tense because this is your first time probably going live, but
Yes, first time, and I'm not so used to
you'll get used to
interviews
it. So,
online.
parang let's just have a conversation and let's pretend nobody's watching us. But let's just be careful
All
with the
right.
kind of words you're using. And you
Yes.
can share it with your students as well. Tell them you're already popular. Just kidding. Right. Walk us through the steps. What did you do first in the beginning? And how did you get hired directly from the Philippines? What was the process that you've done first? NZQA? Did you take PTE? Were you already a licensed teacher when you applied? Tell us more.
uh, uh, it is the same process, ate. Like, I started with NCQA, then IELTS, and then the teaching council registration. But I am already a licensed teacher back home when I applied. Um, I was already teaching for 5 years when I started the application. Yes. Uh, my journey is like, I don't know how to describe, but going to New Zealand as a teacher is not popular in our place. Like,
Yeah.
um, my my tita just shared to me two links to the NZQA and the link of the Facebook group Filipino Teachers in NZ.
Is
And
she
that's
already here in
where,
New Zealand? Your tita?
yes, yes,
Ah,
they were already here for like about 20 years. I already
okay.
had this dream, ate, of really coming to New Zealand, but she was a nurse, and I think the only possible way to come to New Zealand is like being a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So when I graduated high school, I took up nursing for 2 years, but didn't survive financially because the course
Mm,
is quite expensive.
yeah.
Then that led me to being a teacher, and that dream of coming to New Zealand was quite like a blur.
Yeah.
But back in 2019, when I decided to like resign my job, like the private school, and that's when it started. Like, she messaged me again of the link, like telling me that there's really a shortage of ECE teachers in New Zealand, and thinking that I am interested. Then that's where it all started at.
Oh, wow. So 5 years teaching in a private school, not in dep
Mm-hmm.
ed.
Not in
Oh,
depth ed, because I was thinking that parang it will be my last resort if coming to New Zealand will not be possible. But I was thinking also, how will I move forward if I don't know anything? Like, I keep on praying, but nothing happens because it's been 5 years. So I said, oh, maybe it's time for me to move to DepEd. So that's when I like told my principal during the PGC, like when they asked what's your plans for next year. Then I told them that I will be resigning from my post and apply for DepEd. Then after a few days, that message popped up, and then she just said that there's really a shortage, and if I am thinking these links will be like could be possibly useful. So that's the start. Yeah, in that group, the Filipino teachers in NZ was really helpful because I
you got a
asked
lot
a
of
lot of
ideas.
questions there. Yes, and
Yeah,
very
yeah.
interactive, a lot of help. Yeah.
Did you ask somebody to help you out during the process of NZQA and teacher registration, or you did it yourself?
I just did it myself, ate, and but yes, I did it myself, but I keep on asking questions to other teachers who are experiencing the same process. So they had as my guide too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good because you're part of the group and you ask questions, but at the same time, you don't just ask questions. You also did your research, I reckon.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
you took the PTE or IELTS?
I took IELTS, ate.
How
I
did it go?
didn't
How
know
many
that
times?
PTE. It was just
Ah,
one take, ate, thank
okay, that's
God.
good.
Yes, but it was pandemic time, so it took me a long time to like review. because I was too
Yeah.
scared that I might fail the exam because, like it's just a 10-point scale and I don't know which scale will I land if, like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I know my ability, but yeah, God's grace, I was able to have it only once.
Oh,
Mm,
that's great. Congratulations, because I know it's not easy. But
it's
the
not
key is
easy,
also
Ate.
preparation. Did you enroll
Yes.
in a center or you just studied yourself?
I enrolled in a center Ate in the beginning, 2019, but I wasn't able to commit really because I was working. It's really hard. Then pandemic happened, everything shut down, like there was no review
Mm.
centers. So I need to study on my own. And then when uh the lockdown were slowly lifting up, so that's when I started to like review, enrolled in a review center.
Oh, nice. So
Mm.
the teaching application, I mean, the New Zealand teacher registration was a smooth sailing because you've got your NZQA level 7
Mm-hmm.
with a bachelor degree in elementary education.
Elementary education, yes.
Ah, okay. So level 7, elementary education, that means you are qualified to apply in the ECE.
Yes, yes.
Yep. So just making it clear for anyone who's listening right now, the process, ideally. And then she got the at least band score. Is that right? Of
Yes,
band score
band
of at
score
least 7. So you got it.
7.
And the teaching council is easy as. So that's
Mm.
that really helps. Now you've got your teaching council registration. You are still in the Philippines.
Yes, yes.
And just then you start applying for teaching jobs.
Yes, the borders were still closed that time when we started like applying for jobs. Like we don't know where it will take us, but we just keep on sending applications. Like we don't know. Yeah,
Yes, because
it's
yeah,
really
it must
funny.
be tricky because a lot of teachers were stuck here anyway. Yep, because that was pandemic. Okay, that's history
Mhm.
already. But good to know you didn't start applying while you were still processing your NZQA and taking your preparing for your IELTS.
Yes, Ate, I didn't apply not until I
You
received my application. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. So you're still in the Philippines, you waited for your teaching council registration, and then how did you get an interview? What the maybe CV tips or cover letter tips? Did you try to recraft it every now and then? How many applications have you made?
Oh my God, the applications Ate is like over 400 schools. Like I
What?
don't know anymore. Yes,
Four?
each day. Yes. You know what?
You are
Sometimes when we like,
not.
yes, I feel like sometimes when we drive around Auckland, and I read the names of the school, I can still
Yeah,
remember like I applied for this job,
like
but I
that's
didn't
true.
receive any any response. Yes, Ate. We were like, I was like desperate at that time because I really want to go already, Ate, to New Zealand because I'm thinking I already have my registration and like for me it's almost there, so I just keep sending applications. Like whenever I see that the location of the school is Auckland, I will just submit
Ah,
my CV or
application. Yeah.
resume right away.
So
Yes, Ate.
you limit your application just in Auckland. Why?
Yes, because my family member, the brother of my mom, is in Auckland, so I'm
Ah,
thinking that my settling will be easier if I have a family close to me. So
oh,
yeah. Mm.
that's well planned, eh? Right. So
Yes.
there you go, guys. You've heard it directly from Anjanette. She waited for her teacher registration and applied for 400, made 400 applications. My one, I think, is just around 100 for 3 years, almost 3 years. Your one, for how long did you apply until you get an interview?
Um, that 400 schools, like I really, what's this? Segregate or organize the schools like north, south, west,
Oh,
and yes, and then ECE and primary. So that's why it's a lot because I always target ECE and primary. Like whoever will give me the first job, I will take it. So, but I think that notion is also not advisable because along the process, shout out to Ma'am Ching Casimiro. She
ah,
knows my
yes.
she
Sorry.
knows my process, I mean my experience, because that was my mentality ate. I was really desperate to come to New Zealand. So
Yeah.
whoever gave me the job offer, I accepted without realizing that there are like under the table. Yes, it happens, but we just need to be careful. Yeah. So the first interview came after like 100 application ate, and
Yeah.
only to realize that she cannot take me because the border is closed and I am living or my family is living far from their area. So it was a no-no for them, but I'm glad to have the experience because it was my first time to like have an interview straight
Yeah.
English with a Kiwi accent. It's really hard. It's really hard to understand. Yeah.
All
Yes.
right. That was really exciting to hear, especially with the first interview because it didn't go well in at the
Yes.
first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, which school do you want to mention? The school that hired you directly from the Philippines? Or
Like
you don't?
right away ate, yung nagpapunta na talaga sa akin.
Yes, yes. So the school, because you were still in the Philippines, right? And you kept up on
Mm-hmm.
applying.
Mm-hmm.
What was the school, if you want to mention it, or just the
Mm-hmm.
sector that hired you directly from the Philippines, and how was the process? How did the process go?
Uh, I landed a job in the ECE sector because that time, um, that was the calling. Shortage talaga ng teachers sa ECE, and they processed the papers for me because when we came, the borders is still closed, and the only way that they can um, like hire teachers is by through the employer. So we cannot apply the visa on our own, but the employer. Yes. So I started in the ECE sector at the end. Thank
Is that
you. Thank
was
you.
that an AEWV visa? Yeah,
No,
AEWV.
that time it was critical purpose visitors visa. Like you can
Ah,
get into the
yes,
borders while it's closed because
an
they just need
exemption.
teacher. Yes, they
Yeah,
just
because we
need
need
teachers
teachers
like
in the
that.
ECE. I
Mm-hmm.
remember that time many teachers got sick as well, but the
Mm-hmm.
ECE centers are still open during the pandemic because, some
Yes.
parents are frontliners and they have to send their kids
Mm-hmm.
because nobody will look after their kids. Yep, that was really a
Yes.
critical position. So well done.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't last long in that school. Why? Was Do you want to talk more about that after you moved? Oh, hang on. Before you moved, would you like to give them an idea as to the process? Like, because they supported your visa application. What other documents do
Mm-hmm.
you have to present in the airport? Especially, there's a lot of fuss in the airport when you're moving overseas from the Philippines. You remember if that was a bit strict or not?
That time, it was, but we already anticipated things because a lot of teachers came ahead of us. So they gave us a lot of tips and tricks on how to like have a smooth
Yeah,
process to go through the immigration. So I just prepared everything at this, especially the POEA stuff, like
yeah,
the OEC, your contract, your passport. I think
yeah,
those are just the essential things. And they would just ask questions based on your visa conditions. And if
yeah.
you are able to answer it, they will just allow you to get in right away.
That's good. So long as you have the complete documents, it
Yes.
should be okay. Right. Moving back to your first job here in New Zealand, because the
Mm-hmm.
first school that hired you was the ECE
Mm-hmm.
center, because it was really a shortage in that
Mm-hmm.
sector. Why did you not? Did you last for at least a year or you didn't?
11 months to be exact, ate.
Almost.
11 months. Yes,
Almost a
almost a
year.
year.
And why?
Mm.
Was there a change of interest or plans?
I guess we're I was trying to look back to my experience ate because I was teaching in the primary, and I just really miss the freedom of like having the classroom as your own, because in the ECE you are along with other teachers and the planning looks different. Then the way you implement your lesson is through play, and I think that it didn't suit me really. I really miss
Mm,
the classroom setup where you really teach the children how to like read or write. Then there's a structure, shorter
yeah.
time with the kids. So that's when I decided to move to primary. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was
Makes
just really
sense.
funny, ate. I just wanted to share. No? I
Yeah.
was
Okay.
staying Mangere, and in front of the place where I am staying, there's a school, the Southern Cross School. And I keep applying to that school like since
Yeah, I know that.
2021. Yeah, pero hindi talaga ako nakukuha, ate. I don't know why. Yun talaga yung target school ko because the school is big and parang I really want that
Um,
school, but
uh, I would say you should be okay at Robertson because that Southern Cross is where my eldest son finished, completed
mm-hmm.
his high
Yeah.
school. He just went there for a year anyway.
Mm.
And yeah, I just want to say you're better at Robertson, I would say.
Yes, yes.
Leslie, by the way, has just recently been hired at Southern Cross. Yeah, just
Mm-hmm.
recently. So she's starting this term. Right.
Yeah, because
Oh,
it's just the school, like parang itatawid ko na lang siya, then I will be on that school. But
oh
got
yeah,
different
fair enough.
plans.
Yes, it's so
I
close to
got
your
hired
place.
yes, I got hired sa school behind our house, like at the back. Not in front, but at
So,
the back. Still close.
um, so while you were teaching in the ECE, were you
Mm-hmm.
already? Did you process your residency already at that time or not yet?
Yes, ate, I was already a resident when I applied to primary. Like after
Ah,
a month of stay in New Zealand, I got my residency through the critical purpose visitors visa. Yeah, that was
there's
our
a
pathway.
pathway. Yep, there's a pathway for
Mm-hmm.
residency because of that work visa. But now there's no more
Yes,
critical
no
work
more. Yeah,
visa, right?
no
And
more.
because you're a resident, it was easy to process your
Mm-hmm.
papers to be hired because you don't need to apply
Mm-hmm.
for a visa. That's one thing, actually, guys, that puts off other employers because the visa
Mm-hmm.
processing can take a while. And some schools just
Mm-hmm.
want to hire you straight away when they are in need straight away.
Mm-hmm.
See? So that can definitely be an advantage, especially if you're a resident and you have your New Zealand registration. That's a big
Mm-hmm.
thumbs up. Okay, we'll cut this off for a while because we've got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
comments already, and we would like to start with Irfan because I cut him off earlier. If he would like to answer
Mm-hmm.
this one, feel free to say so. Indoor secondary by the Teaching Council of New Zealand. Can I apply for intermediate schools as well, or am I eligible for secondary schools? Do you have any idea? Would you like to answer this one, Ange?
Oh,
Or
I'm not
oh,
too
because you're
sure,
a
ate. I
primary.
don't have. Yes, I'm a primary, but I guess this question was already asked during Roden's interview with you.
Yes, yes,
And
that's right.
you said, yeah.
Irfan, if you're still watching, hopefully, because we've been answering these questions many times, and I am a secondary trained teacher, just like
Mm-hmm.
you. I'm majoring or specializing in math, but I'm teaching in primary. So if you're happy to teach in primary, that's 1 to 6, or intermediate 7 to 8, or high school, go for it. Apply so that you can have a bigger scope. Maybe you can submit 600 applications because Anjanette made 400 applications. So, yeah. And we've got another viewer from Rotorua. Hello, Jan. Gina. Sa mga friends ko sa Rotorua, sila Roy at si Hillary, si Annabelle, kasi kapitbahay lang namin sa Tohopo eh. So, ayan, baka kilala mo si Hillary and Roy. They're quite popular there in Rotorua. And Lani, oh, ikaw naman nang bobola pa. Good evening, Lani. And we also, oh, Cheng is watching. Jeanette.
Yes. Hi, Mom Chi.
And hello din po kay Dolores Rustia. Okay, and yeah, nakita kami ni Michelle. Abangan niyo po another chat next week. I'm gonna be with Michelle to clarify some issues, not just in teaching,
Yes.
but helping teachers from the Philippines.
Mm,
So we'll talk about that because I was also surprised about the changes. Right. Anyway,
yes.
thank you for joining us, Michelle, and for meeting you last time. That was really a good clarification. And guys, wait up for next week. I will have Michelle and our Teach NZ talk. Okay, let's carry on with your life. So you've
Mm.
applied to many different primary schools here in Auckland because
And
you want to be in a classroom.
yes,
Was
yes.
Robertson School the only school that invited you for an interview?
When I came to New Zealand already, ate, and I already learned like the topography of the place, yung kung saan-saan lang pwede. I
Mm,
already chose schools that is close to my residence, and at that time, Robertson's Road School opened an application for fixed term. And
mm.
then I remembered you saying that you can take fixed term contracts because it could be your pathway to taking a full time permanent job. So I said yes to that. And then I applied for the position. And yeah, thank
Because you
you.
were
They
hired
hired
just
me.
last year. You were hired
Yes,
just last
last
year,
year,
right?
term two. Yes.
Term two. And then near the end, because it was fixed term. So fixed term until the end of the school year
Mm-hmm.
2023. Would you like to
Yes.
tell them what happened if you want to share that experience?
Oh yes, yes. It's okay, ate. So I was offered fixed term job until December 15 of 2023. Though I was renewed, it is for another fixed term year. And I was thinking that I personally need permanent full-time job because I want to take a loan. Yes,
Is it
ate.
a home loan?
So, hmm?
Is it a
Not
home loan?
not yet, ate. Oh, not, not yet, ate. Hopefully soon. Then, I decided to like try my luck with other schools who are offering full-time permanent job. And then here I met Viscount, and I think she enlightened me on that aspect
The
where she
DPA.
said, yes, she said like to communicate, learn how to communicate. So yeah, I expressed my um intention to my current principal from Robertson Road, like my situation and all. And they said yes to me, and like they kept me and offered me a permanent job at it.
Because I remember you contacted me about you were called for an interview at Viscount, right?
Yes, yes.
And then you went there,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had a conversation with the deputy
With
principal.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, ate.
And was there like a formal interview, or she just kind of advised you to communicate with the with back to your current school?
There was an interview after she asked me about what I know about the curriculum that they are adapting. She also provided me situations in the school setting and how should I address it. And along the way, she asked me like, um, what happened to your previous school? Why are you like moving? So
Yeah,
I said my
you told
situation,
us.
and
Yeah,
then yeah, I told her my situation, and then I really like her that she advised me on how on the process, like what to
yeah.
do, because sometimes it's just that I didn't express what I need. That's why it's like that. Because sometimes it's accordingly the word is protection on their part. They offer like fixed term contract to teachers just to observe like
Mm.
the performance, because I didn't teach at Robertson for long, so maybe I was still like under observation or what. Yeah, but that's what she said. You can just communicate, and if they really want to keep you, they will say yes. And on her part, she said that she doesn't want to go through the process, and at the end, I will just say no because the principal countered offer. So
Yeah.
she said that it's nice to like doon pa lang mag-settle na kami.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yun.
Yep. That's
Mm.
good. Because the communication here is very important. Like you have to be open to the employer as what your plan will be. Because I know it can be a hassle to employers, the principals as well, to
Mm.
hire you, talk you through, orient you, and then all of a sudden you will have a change of mind because, like what you
Mm.
said, you can get a counter
Mm.
offer. And one
Mm.
more thing, just to clarify, fixed term is normally the stepping way for a teacher who hasn't really proven themselves yet, especially for
Mm.
those coming overseas, because principals need to protect uh, their concerns as well. Like if
Mm.
they happen to hire somebody who's not the right fit for their
Mm.
school, they will be hired permanently. It's not easy to remove those teachers if they
Mm.
are hired permanently. So the first thing they would do is to offer you a fixed
Try to
term
affix.
position. That was my case as well. And I just grabbed the chance, even if I was far away from Topo to Auckland. I grabbed the chance to get that fixed term from September to December. But coming near end of October, I was offered straight away. So it's like just a month or more than a month of working. I was offered a permanent position, and I would say it's because of so many teachers that left after that year. And maybe because, yeah, I've shown my best as well. So, my advice to those who get hired as a fixed term teachers here in New Zealand, give your very best shot. And for me, not being hired, not being invited for an interview for years, almost 3 years, I wasn't invited for an interview. Once I got that position from Viscount, which was the first school that interviewed me, I really gave my best. And I think I worked hard for the position, for the permanent position as well. And our work, the existing or the now teachers here in New Zealand, will also affect the next teachers who will be applying wherever they are from, either from the Philippines or here in New Zealand. Even if you don't have experience, with us now teaching in New Zealand, showing them that we can do it will give them an idea that, hey, Filipinos can, I would say.
Mm.
Right?
Mm. Hopefully, ate. Hopefully,
Right. So that was like,
ginagawayway natin
oh,
yung
so what
bandila
year
ng
did you
Pilipinas.
come? What year did you come? So that was 2021?
I
20,
came here 2022.
oh, 2022 lang. So you've just been here for 2 years now? Are you
Yes,
here for two years
almost two
already?
years. Yes.
Ah, there you go. Got a balloons again when I wave my hands. Wow, congratulations. So with that 2 years, you are now a resident and having a
Mm.
full-time teaching. And let's talk about
Mm.
the life of a teacher in New Zealand, especially in primary
Mm.
school. The first struggles,
Yes.
probably. What was the first struggles you've experienced in primary schools?
I think it's really everything, ate, aside from like the only similarity that I can like remember from my past teaching experiences is like the classroom. I have my own classroom, but how you deliver your lessons, the curriculum, the planning, it's really different. And I should say that up to this moment, I'm still struggling, like still getting used to, but I am just blessed to have like people who genuinely share their experiences, which I can like benchmark from. So that makes the load lighter. Yes, ate, but everything is new to me and still adjusting ate, like how you set up your classroom, how you deliver the lesson, because we're so used to just in the Philippines, okay? I am so used to just specializing in one subject and then one teaching in all class, like the whole class already. But
Mhm.
here we do small group, we do explicit teaching, the kids do rotation. It's really different. Like we meet the kids where they are here in New Zealand
That's
compared back home. Yeah, compared back home, just one teaching. If you miss that, it's on you already, like how you will cope with the necessity of learning the lesson. Yeah.
but here you got to cater to the
Yeah.
child's needs.
Yes, yes.
That's
Like we really need to meet where they are. If they are at this stage and some of your kids are already way farther, you still need to like sit with that child while teaching the kids who are already far beyond.
also that's quite similar to my schools, the previous one and the new ones as well. I think a lot of schools or all schools here in New Zealand, especially the state schools, are like that.
Mm.
And Jeanette
Yes.
mentioned single cell. So just to clarify to everyone, once you see this word in a post, that means
Mm.
a classroom that you will be teaching by yourself. And it can be
Mm.
like a closed one, or it can have a little opening that is shared with the next classroom.
Yes.
If
Mm-hmm.
you hear another one, which is MLE, Modern Learning Environment, that's a
Mm.
different one. So
Different
we will
one.
not cover that one because it's going to be a long talk anyway.
Mm.
So to let them know, you started as a new entrant teacher.
Yes. Yes. New
How
entrant.
many kids did you have in the beginning?
In the beginning, last year, I started with 8 kids. At first, I was thinking, just 8? What will I do with these kids?
Yeah.
6 hours. And then 8 students in the Philippines were having 27, 30. And I was still complaining at the time, ate. I was saying to my LA, why do I just have 8 kids? It seems like I'm not used to it, ate, because the interaction is so intimate and they just follow you like kumbaga nagtututor lang ako ate kung
Mm,
ganun yung number of kids. And then she told me that you have to seize it and this is the time that you will really like push your kids to move like in their stages and all like some mga learning
mm,
areas because you still have the small um
group.
number of students.
Mm.
But after that, I ended up the year with 15. Yeah,
15 and
they needed to open up another classroom because I was already running 19 kids.
yeah.
So they
Mm.
opened another new entrant class by term 4 so they can like remove some of my kids and put to the next class.
Oh, good on you. You were just up to 15 because when I started, I
Yes.
I also started as a new entrant teacher.
Mm,
And the new entrant is just opened any time of the year when there are at
yes.
least five students turning 5 years
Mm,
old. So I got five students in the beginning of
mm,
term, that was term three when I started, near the end of term three. The following term, term four, I got up to 19 students.
mm.
And I was the only
And
teacher in
that's
the
the
class.
hard part. Yes. And it's
And
already
and you
hard to
think
handle.
you would think that, oh, it's so easy because in the Philippines we've got 25 to 30 little ones, right?
Yes.
It's
Mm.
different. The dynamics here, the energy of the kids are
Yes.
different. How did you
True.
go? What was the worst problem you've encountered when you started as a new entrant?
Um, it's not really a problem, ate, but a challenge. When I had a diagnosed autistic student mainstream in my class, because I was not trained to handle this child, but I am so blessed with the support that I received. Like the child has an LA or of his own, like one to one,
Yeah,
and I was
that's
enrolled in like courses on how to deal with situations like this and how to plan learning for him. So I was able to cope with it with their support, and that's the challenge, ate. All the others medyo kaya pa natin like the behavioral ones because kids as they are,
Mm.
meron talagang mga behavioral problems. Yeah, but I think um that was the challenge for me last year, like my mainstream student. Yeah.
That's because our classes here are heterogeneous, right?
Yes, yes.
And you can't really say, "Oh, I'm just gonna deal with this whole lovely bunch
Mm-hmm.
of kids," but you will always share the burden with the whole school. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
each class will have at least one child with special needs, and not really special, but
Mm-hmm.
kind of high needs, right? So
Mm,
they can
high
take up
needs.
some of your energies. What about now? Do you have high needs or not really? Not yet.
Not yet, ate, because my role's still at 7. So, yeah, wala pa, ate, wala. And hopefully,
And hopefully, wala ano.
wala na. Yes,
How many
yung
kids do
mga
you
ano
have?
na lang.
Yeah, yung mga
Hmm?
light lang, manageable. How many kids do you have this time around?
On my role, ate, I'm still at 7 because the kids are still on holiday and maybe
Oh yeah,
after
but
time
you
they will start.
do you have an kind of the estimated
I
row?
Bale, I am allowed to handle until 15 kids. I think that's what our deputy
Oh, 15.
principal said. Like
Okay. Oh,
she needs, like she want to cap the class size at 15 for
yeah.
new entrant or year one. Yes, because like they come to
Mm,
us needing a lot
yes.
of support. Yes.
So you can
So,
really cater to their needs
mm,
and move them up,
yes.
especially in reading, right?
Yes. Last
Nice.
year, some of our classes were up until 18. I think that's the maximum, ate. 18.
Oh,
Some
so
of
might
my
be at the end of
other
the
colleagues have 18.
Okay, let's have some greetings first from other viewers. Hello, joining from Nigeria. Is it possible to get hired from Nigeria as a teacher? I think so. But for me, it's
Yes.
best to check the NZQA or the Teaching Council first, Teaching Council website to see what will be the requirements of a teacher coming from Nigeria because there are criteria or what do you call this requirements, right? Like from the Philippines, they require us
Mhm,
IELTS and or PTE English language test. I'm not sure with
mhm,
Nigeria and what other requirements needed. So please, the Zainab, if you are still watching, can you visit the website of the Teaching Council? You may contact them as well for more information, for detailed, accurate information, and then visit the NZQA New Zealand Qualification Authority website as well for what is the New Zealand Qualification Authority for assessment of your
for assessment.
qualifications. Right. Thank you so much. There you go. We've reached Nigeria as well. And how to start applying. Okay. From a Facebook page, a group page probably from New Zealand
Mhm,
Filipino secondary teachers. Um,
mhm.
we've already covered that one earlier. So the process that Ange went through, I think it's the same, right? Oh,
Yes, it's NCQA, then you take the English test, and then have your papers assessed with the teaching
teaching.
council for your registration. Yeah.
It's basically still the same, but with the
Mhm.
NZQA, they just require WES, which is
Yes,
another.
ate, that's really new because back in our time, it's not like that. Yung
Yeah,
I had a Filipina friend as well who's processing her papers at the moment, and it was a culture shock for her because it's new, it's new. Like I also don't know how to respond to her questions about West because
yeah, because you
back
haven't
in our
experienced it.
time, yes, no, I didn't experience that ate. Maybe
Yeah,
when you
so
will have a chat with Ate Wendy, maybe she can cover that one because they've been
maybe
helping a lot of teachers. Mm,
yes, that's right. So abangan niyo po ang chat namin with
yes.
Wendy next week. Ayan.
Sa
Now,
susunod na kabanata.
and this is like you're still not a you're still in your first year of teaching in primary. And I know within those 2 terms that you have spent in your current school, you've already grown a lot. I remember that time when you were just starting, you were asking us and Cheng to have this webinars about management, classroom management, and all. Did you get support on that one from school?
From school, yes, yes, ate. Uh, I don't
Professional
know how to like
development?
extend my gratitude to the kind of support that they are giving me. Like at the moment, I am really like overwhelmed with the resources and the support that they are giving me, to the extent that I was being pressured ate. Like with the support and resources, parang ikaw na lang yung kulang. Parang kailangan mo talagang mag-perform.
Yeah.
Because the support is really there. They keep on
Mm,
assuring you that if you need help, we're here. All you have to
mm,
do is to communicate. It's like that. Yes, ate.
yeah.
But it's really different when you ask from your co-teachers who are in the classroom, yung tulad ninyo, like you and the other teachers that we have there. It's really different, like tangible experience in scenarios. How do you handle such? Yes.
You were able to observe other classes as well in your school, right?
During my CRT release when I started with them.
Did you get observed as well by others, like your team leader? Did she come to
Yes,
observe you, and
yes.
how did it feel?
Mm, it feels intimidating, ate, in the beginning, especially the language. I am not a confident person like who speaks English fluently. I think I'm still learning. So it's really intimidating, but I don't know. If I
Just
know
leave
that I will be
straight.
having an observation, like I just study the flow of my lessons and try to be like myself, and it is what it is. Like I just do my best because I really
That's
don't know. Like,
yeah. When
mm,
I started as a new entrant, the first person who observed me, not really technically observing me, but
mm.
the parents were there, and I was like,
Yes,
you
ate,
know,
during transition, they are always present.
especially with the junior kids, they will be there. They
Mm,
want to communicate with you. They want
yes.
to talk to you after school. And I was like, oh no,
Mm,
how will I deal with the parents? Luckily, they were so kind as well. But sometimes
yes.
you get at least maybe
Mm,
one who would not be as
one.
kind as you expect. Yeah.
Mm,
But 90%, or let's say 95% of the parents and the students are really kind, I would say. So, yeah, don't
yes,
lose
yes.
hope and don't be discouraged. Okay, we have
Mm,
another one here. Thank you for the information. What about the age limit? Hmm. Probably this
mm.
is referring to the age limit of the teachers.
Teachers, yeah. If there's an age limit.
I haven't heard of an age
Parang,
limit
yeah. Mm,
for New Zealanders or for locals who are already here. But if you're coming from overseas, what I know is there's a limit for the immigration, at least not over 55, I think. So if
mm.
you can come over here before you turn 55, you'll be fine. And there's another catch for that one because when you're applying for residency, you need to be not over 55 as well. So let's
55.
just say it this way: if you're coming from overseas, not over 55, please. Yep. So, Michelle is still watching us. Thank you, Michelle. And yeah,
Yes.
we'll take note of that, Michelle. The what should we tackle about? Oh, the WES, the WES, because I don't have personal experience on that one as well. And even Jules. Jules
Yeah.
just recently processed his
Mm,
paper. He didn't have that one. It's just so recent, just a few months ago, I think. So even to my friends back home, well, they were. I was encouraging them to, if you really want it, process it now because you don't know what will happen next. What will be the additional requirements that they will
mm.
add?
Requirements.
What was that,
True.
the new requirement for NZQA?
New requirement for NZT.
WES. What does it stand for? What is it? The I forgot.
I'm
Um.
not.
Anyway, do you have an idea, Ange? Oops, si Dupsi, naputol si Ange. I think hopefully the phone didn't. Oh, yeah, she's back. Might be the internet connection because she's just using phone. Do you have any idea about the
I'm not
WE?
too sure, ate, but yes, actually, ate, no. I only heard about the new requirement just now when my friend communicated with me about the new requirements. So that's only when I learned about the new one,
I've heard this one. I
World
think
Education Service,
in
according to Mamboy
November
Philadelphia.
or November or probably December. This is like another agency where you have to submit all your documents to be verified. I don't know. I don't know what it stands for, but another agency that will kind of have a look at your papers to check whether they are to see if it's verified before it will be submitted to NZQA. That's pretty much it. Not really an additional document, but you just have to submit your papers through WES so it can be verified. Because I
Mm,
think for me, it's just my personal thought that maybe NZQA is getting overloaded with all the many applications they are getting. And so they
mm.
need another agency to help them verify those papers. That's oh, we've got a message from Wes is like a third party assessor. Yep, this is it. Oh, guess mo lang para tayo ng guess.
Yeah,
We have the same guess as well. Thank you for that information. And it's a World Education Services. Thank you, Wendy.
Education
Oh, I get mixed
Service.
up with Michelle and Wendy. Yep, it's the same. And we've got another comment. I knew West for teachers applying for J1. So probably it started in America. Yeah, they probably underwent this process as well. So there you go, guys. Now NZQA is requiring you to go through the process of verification with the WES.
West.
Yeah. Oh, we're
Mm.
just right on time. We still have 8 minutes at least. I'm not going to. We don't have to stay long because we still have work tomorrow. School already started here in New Zealand to most
Yes,
states,
sorry.
especially in primary. So it's our first week and our last day tomorrow for this week one. How many more days to go? We're counting the days. Right? Would you like to have any words of wisdom or encouragement to our fellow kababayan or aspiring applicants from overseas or those who are still here, especially when it comes to submitting their applications? There's still a lot who are confused with what type of CV to submit, what cover
Mhm.
letter type thing. You have any tips on those?
Um, I'm not really sure with cover letter and how you do your resume here, ate, but I just keep it simple. That's my tip. Like if you there's a question, ate. Nag-mention kasi siya ng pangalan ko. Can I read, ate?
Yep, you can click on that one because I'm trying to look. It might be in the past ones. You can try to click on it if you can, so it will pop up on the screen. Are you able to?
I'm trying to click it, ate, but no.
If
Sorry,
you hover
ate.
on that
But it but
comment, no, you can't. That's all right. Where is that one? By from Doris?
uh
Ah, yeah, I
yes,
think
yes.
it's yeah, yeah.
I
Here
got
you
distracted, ate. Sorry.
go. That's all right. We can
Hello,
answer this
Teacher
one first.
Ange. Could you please give us a heads up for the first week teaching in Easy? What
Mm.
should we avoid to or we should do best? That's a tricky question. Well, if you already if you already had your induction, all you have to do is to follow what the induction process is all about. And I guess in the ECE, it's more of a physical job. So don't do the same mistake that I did, where I went there wearing slacks with shoes and like a polo shirt because it's a physical work. So try your best to wear something comfortable yet presentable because you will be really dealing with kids and What else? First week in teaching, mostly it's observation, and you can build from there. Like if you're a registered teacher, they will ask you to share your thoughts about planning, because their planning is like cooperative or collaborative than in the primary where you do it by yourself. So it will be easier because there will always be people who will guide you. So I guess for the first week, just uh, try your best to come to work with comfortable but presentable clothes, like kasi physical work talaga siya eh. And then uh, maybe observe carefully and be proactive. Like the
Ask
initiative,
questions.
that's what they,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
ask questions. And that's what they like about Filipinos. Ate, we are so engaging with the kids and the other teachers. Like, oh, I haven't met yet someone who's as engaging as you. That's the first thing that
Mm.
that's the first thing that I remember when I
They
started my
commented.
first day, because I kept on asking a lot of questions because I wanted to be sure. Because some things that we do might be a violation to them. That's what I'm thinking. So I always
Mm.
ask
That's
questions. So I
good.
think that could be, yes. And that's true. Build relationships, try to establish rapport with the kids and your colleagues. Yeah, so excited for you if you are starting your first week. Enjoy.
We've got
Yeah.
additional comment here from Lenny.
Yes.
She's
Oh,
in the
there.
ECE at the moment, and I'm encouraging her to move to primary now, so you will enjoy holiday as well with your
Ooh.
kids. ECE builds relationship with your co-workers, children, and
And
whānau or
or
family. Yeah,
family.
that's right.
That's
It's very
right.
important.
Mm,
Yeah, asking questions. Ask. I think you get to know the people around because there are only few
mm,
staff, right? Like, what's your name? It's very
yes.
important to know their names and to call their names properly, and then ask, "Can I help you with that?" Or "What do you think I can
Mm,
do? What else I can
do,
do
yes.
for you?" So those are the type of questions you would probably consider asking once you're just
Mm,
starting until you get a hang of what's the what you call that don'ts and do's is that right?
mm,
Did I say it right?
do's
Cool,
and
thank you
don'ts,
so
yes.
much for engaging with us. And yeah, let's go back. You haven't answered
Yeah,
the question because
that's
you got
right. I
interrupted.
already forgot, Ate. Um,
Tips.
Regarding CV or application, my motto is just to keep it simple, not really
Did you
wordy,
have
because we don't know if they will be reading that one, because most of the questions will still be asked during interview. So I just highlight like salient points in my teaching career, or my, what should I say? Like, help me, ate. Yeah.
okay, what specific strengths did you highlight in your CV? Like, you're flexible or you're good at communication, written and verbal, digital skills, if you can still remember.
Um, yes, I included those things, ate, like being digitally
Savvy.
you know what, like, yeah, something like that. But mostly, ate, about like how you deal with the class in the classroom, like the classroom management, and mostly values, ate. Like in my experience, like with the school that I am employed right now, what struck me the most during our interview is that he gave me the opportunity to show uh, what I can do by trusting the values that I put in my CV. Like he told me that skills can be learned, but I can see that you have the values, so we're taking you. So something like that. I'm just so
Oh,
glad.
nice.
Yes, because that's what he believed in. Like skills can be built, we can support you on that, but what we value the most is your attitude towards work, and your values in what I wrote in my CV. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
So
I
I
think
think.
100% sure. I 100% agree with that one. They value values here.
Mm,
Whatever
mm,
you say about yourself, like you don't just highlight your skills, but your
mm,
value as a family, as a wife, say for example, or as a daughter, or as a colleague, or as a friend.
mm,
That will
mm.
also come out during the interview, so they will be
Yeah.
able to read that one. So as much as possible, be
Mm,
honest with the words that you will use in your CV, because
mm.
once you don't, there would be a discrepancy during the interview. That
Discrepancy.
would be a red flag. So just be true to
Mm,
yourself. Simple CV and simple cover letter is correct. Did
mm.
you put your photo in your CV or you didn't?
Yes, I did, Ate. I did put
Mm,
my
okay.
photo in my CV. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In my first
Mm,
few applications, I had my photo in there and I didn't get any application. And then later on, I was like, I shouldn't be posting my photos anyway because they might not, I'll just become popular by being getting rejected. So better not. And then all of a
mm,
sudden I got an interview. So yeah, it depends. So it's up to you
mm.
how you will present yourself. And again, it depends on the employer as well, because they
Yes.
have their own personal preference. Like if
Mm,
they like your photos, then oh good. If they don't like your photos, then
mm,
it's a disadvantage to you.
mm,
But take that advice from Anjanette. Simple cover letter, highlight your skills and your values. Not too wordy though, so maybe just
mm,
bullet. Did you use bullet forms?
mm.
And then
Yes, Ate,
few,
I did.
yeah,
Mm,
few as like short phrase, not the whole sentence. Say,
mm, mm.
because that's
Yes.
too wordy as well. Because a lot of people would ask me about CV and cover letter. I would say it's still a case to case basis, but it's a good point if you can make a connection when you're using the language that they're using here as well. So,
True.
like, you understand each other straight away. And because Anjanette was already here when she applied, oh, when she got an interview in a primary school, because I bet she has learned already the language of New Zealand. So that's awesome. All
Mm,
right. There you go, guys. Thank you so much, Anjanette, for your
thank
time. I
you.
greatly appreciate that
Yes,
one.
yes.
And
Thank
our
you,
viewers
Ate.
as well, please appreciate the time of our teachers, especially at this season that we've just started our school again and we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
very busy. And those who are in contacting me as well, sorry if I can't get back to you straight away because we're now back on our shoes again, back to work. But we'll try our best to give you as much information as we can using this platform.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what else? If we will be finishing shortly, we've already gone past 1 hour. So yeah, I just want to give as much as I can if possible. But sometimes I also have limitations, and of course, I am just so thankful for those teachers who are open their arms to me when I approach them, and some of them would kind of like, not yet because I'm not ready. But with other teachers, including Anjanette, I'm just so thankful that you're able to share your time today and share your experience, because that's really valuable to those aspiring teachers. So don't lose hope, guys, and just keep applying and keep building yourself, keep growing yourself,
That's
and
true.
you'll definitely get there in your own time. Not Don't look at the time of other people. Okay, you'll
That's
have your
really
own
true.
time. Thank you so much. I know we still have
Thank
more comments,
you.
but I'll answer that one shortly in the comment section. Have a good night,
Mm,
everyone. I'm just so
thank
happy,
you.
and congratulations, Anjanette, to your next this role again. See you
Yes,
guys. See you
thank
next
you,
week.
Ate,
Abangan
and
po ninyo
bye.
our next talk with Michelle. Bye.
Bye.